Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Above the Ice and Into the Numbers. You're tuning in to David and Christian here. Julian is not available for today's episode, so it'll just be the two of us.
Yeah, Julian's on the LTIR with a class injury.
The class injury. Yeah. Unfortunately, we couldn't book out any other studio time other than now, so Christian had to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I'm here. So
sorry, Julian had to bite the bullet. That's my bad.
depending on what
Well,
the
I
bullet
mean,
is.
you're also stuck with me, so yeah. It's sort of just a negative reaction all around. Nobody's having a good time here, except for me. I'm happy.
I'm happy too. Leafs won. Good game yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel. Leafs win in a overall very solid game. In a very Leaf win, like relying on Freddie.
Freddie was good.
Great offense.
Besides the first goal, but after that
he was solid. Brought back the CN Tower pads from the All-Star game.
I love those pads.
Speaking of, what'd you think of the All-Star game? Because I missed all the festivities this year.
I watched the skills competition, and by watched I mean like a quarter watched.
Looked up from your phone every 15 minutes.
I was watching like Netflix on my computer.
Oh, nice.
But the All-Star game was on in the background.
Oh, okay. That's the kind of event it is. It's like background noise.
The women's game was probably my favorite part. I actually put down
I heard that was very entertaining.
It was just like because you could tell that they were actually like trying.
Yeah.
And they actually cared.
They actually cared about the outcome.
So even if it wasn't like the most like the passes weren't all there, like you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit slower, but it was entertaining because you could tell they were trying. And it was a close game. Canada won 3-2, I think.
I think Canada won 2-1.
And then other than that, the skills were Barzal beating McDavid was pretty.
Apparently there was a little bit of controversy behind that.
The clock was off. The whole thing, like even with the shooting the accuracy challenge, they
just wanted to. I saw Roberto Luongo's tweet to just go back to styrofoam.
Because like a couple times, like Hurdle especially, like he hit it and it said he didn't hit it. And then like he took like 5 seconds being like I hit it, and then they were like no. So
he had to hit it again?
Yeah.
Instead of them just being like, no, we'll count.
But like I don't think he actually hit it, but he thought he hit it. It was just like when it's styrofoam, you know if you hit it or not.
Yeah. That's really weird. How was the Shooting Stars one where they stood up?
See, that was also weird because there was the netting and then there was like an arch. St. Louis, I guess, that's fitting. There was an arch and then there was netting behind the netting. Like there was like 2 layers. So if it hit the net, it was good. And if it went over the arch and into the net, it didn't count, but it still looked like it counted. Because it would hit the net.
Like they got no points for that?
So like Marner especially, also stupid, the biggest target was worth the most points.
I saw that. That was really weird.
Literally,
I was like, why is the big center one worth 10 points and the small one to the left?
I forget who went first. I think it was, I don't know, but maybe Marner went second, and then he figured it out, like, I'm just going to shoot for this big target. So every single shot he took was aimed at that target, and then he was at like 22 points. And then he hit it, or it went over, but like he thought he hit it, and everyone thought he hit it, but he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, so
overall,
some mixed reviews, but apparently it was just a little bit better this year, like a little more positive.
For the Shooting Stars thing, they should definitely bring it back. Like it's a cool concept, just kind of tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, it's the first year. I didn't think it was gonna be perfect on their first attempt. It's the NHL. So I guess, do you want to talk anything else about the All-Star game or?
Not really.
Yeah.
The All-Star game's kind of like.
Who won? The Pacific?
I think the Pacific won.
I can't tell you who won last year.
Anderson played good in the.
Yeah, he doesn't look injured.
In the second game, the final.
At least if it's an injury, it's not a lower body injury.
In the final, he had some good saves.
Yeah.
He actually got more points than Marner.
That's awesome.
Which is funny.
Yeah, with one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marner was the only player to not get like any points, and like Bertuzzi had like 6 points, which shows.
But that's how Bertuzzi's a better player than Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what it shows actually.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I don't want to talk about the All-Star game anymore. Let's move on.
So Leafs win 5-2.
Yeah.
In a game where William Nylander sets a new career high in goals with 23.
Rasmus Sandin sets a new career high in goals with 1.
With 1. His first career. That was awesome. It was a fun game to watch. There are a couple negatives I had to take away.
It feels like kind of a Band-Aid game, to be honest. Like, it just kind of...
That's a perfect analogy.
It's a short-term fix But if they don't build on it from here, it's just gonna be like
if they don't get some stitches,
like
that Band-Aid ain't gonna serve.
They have Dallas next and then Ottawa, so you can maybe build on a little run from here.
Yeah, Dallas is gonna be tough.
Yeah,
you hope to get at least a point, but you need to.
I mean, we usually play good against Dallas.
Yeah, but Dallas is also really good.
I mean, are they, or do they just have really good goaltending?
They have really good goaltending, which makes them really good.
True, in this league, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a tough game, but
and we have Ottawa.
It's 2 points a game in the standings, so at this point, you'll take it. I mean, Florida and Columbus, if they don't start losing some games, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Florida doesn't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon.
But yeah, I was impressed with Anderson's play. Matthews was good as always.
Yeah, and he really went for that empty netter. I mean, that doesn't bother me. You get as many goals as you can this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
but he played well.
Yeah,
and he had a very good two-way game, I thought.
Yeah, like Matthews. Some of the plays where,
like he broke up a lot of attempts in the slot, which I really noticed. He got a stick in the way. One thing I wanted to touch on was like I feel like this is weird because I'm maybe ragging on the Leafs offense, which doesn't happen often. But then I'm gonna go.
I feel like I know where you're
talk about their defense. I feel like I like how they use the cycle a lot, and they generate a lot of offensive zone pressure from it, and they generate a lot of zone time. However, I think that they get pushed to the outside a little bit too much.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when they first break. If they don't get that puck in and then keep it in, it's going to sound weird, but like it gets knocked out almost immediately. So if they break the puck in, let's say Jansson's going down the wing, he gets easily pushed off to the side to the point where he just has to cut back, and then they already know his only other option is the point. So we just lose the puck.
Yeah, definitely. One player like that went against that, I think, was Engvall. He had like 2 breakaways that he kind of created himself, and I was really impressed with.
Well, he's really good.
He's really fast. Like,
I really like him.
He doesn't look that fast because like he's tall, and like that sounds dumb, but like the taller you are,
very long stride.
Yeah, the taller you are, the longer strides you have, the slower you seem. But no, for a tall guy, he's fast. He can move, and
it was like a track star.
You want like some finish on the breakaway, but like whatever. Like
but he pulled off some good moves. Rena just made some pretty good saves, I thought.
Yeah.
On those breakaways.
But I feel like some of the players you just don't notice they're there all the time. Like I like Kerfoot, but like he's the perfect example of like if you don't notice him, it was probably because he had like an okay game.
Yeah. Well, I think
he won't do anything bad. Like he's solid defensively, but like sometimes he just goes invisible.
The thing with Kerfoot is he can get nasty, and I like that about him. And he's a decent fit with Tavares and Nylander because he sort of just lets them go.
Yeah, he doesn't like. He's not like a captain.
He helps set them up for their offensive zone break-ins. Like he's pretty good on zone entries, especially with like he always feeds it to Willie. I just think he's playing with such good line mates that there's not much he can contribute offensively. So he figures, I'm just gonna be responsible.
I'd rather have something like that than
I'm just gonna create some havoc in front of the net.
Yeah, like Kapanen when he played with Matthews and Nylander, it was like sometimes
he was like I'm here too.
Yeah, he'd have the puck and I'd be like, can you just give it to Matthews? Like,
okay, here's another thing I wanted to touch on. Mitch Marner,
okay,
great playmaker. Auston Matthews, elite sniper. Marner doesn't always only have to pass to Matthews on that line, right? Part of me,
I feel like it's like it's televised, like like people telegraph, like people know.
Thank you, because they really don't use Zach Hyman, and while I don't necessarily blame them, it's like there's 3 players on your line.
I've been loving Zach Hyman.
Thank you, Siri.
Oh, Siri decided to join in on the conversation.
Decided to interrupt everything. A little bit of eavesdropping. Okay, I understand how this can sound really dumb, but I just think, it's telegraphed by now. They know it's coming. They know Marner's looking for Matthews.
Yeah.
And he still finds a way to get open, which is incredible.
Yeah, sometimes,
But, use your line mate. Use Hyman. He's not a bum. He's on pace for over 30 goals over 82 games.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because they're all net front.
They're all just
and empty netters. But, the numbers don't lie, man. He's still 30 goals is 30 goals.
No, he definitely produces. I love him as a player, I think.
Yeah. And I just think the line could just be a little more dynamic. You know?
Yeah.
It's such a weird complaint because these are our top 2 scorers.
But like,
and Matthews is having a great year regardless. I just think teams are starting to catch on and are going to catch on. And while if they don't already double team Matthews, they'll start triple teaming him. And then they're gonna force Marner to shoot.
The thing with Marner is I love him as a player, but like he has to take that next evolution, I think.
The next step. Yeah.
If he wants to become like a Kane.
He has all the pieces.
If he wants to become like a Kane, Panarin level star.
He easily has the skill.
Yeah, but he has 13 goals right now. That's not really like
13 goals, I think 48 points.
Is he just gonna be like the next like really good Blake Wheeler? Or does he want to be like a superstar? Superstar. And I think Willie has definitely Marner's a better player than Willie. But
Willie's found his game.
But Willie has evolved his play style.
He's found his bread and butter.
He's found goals.
Right. And I feel this issue has sort of gone back a couple years with Marner, where if he's not necessarily producing at a super high clip, he just starts going galaxy brain on offense.
Yeah.
It's just like between the legs, behind the back, around the other, and then his line mates can't keep up with him. And while that hasn't necessarily been happening recently, I'm just worried about it taking place again because it seems like it just happens every now and then with.
Yeah. Eventually, with that line, I'd love to see like, not all the time, but maybe once in a while, Matthews doesn't shoot and he passes it to Marner and Marner shoots. Just so the defense they don't know what's gonna happen 100%.
Right.
Like with Nylander and Tavares. Okay, usually you'd think Nylander passer would pass to Tavares goal scorer.
That hasn't been the case.
And he'd shoot. But Tavares can also pass Nylander and Nylander can shoot. So
yeah, it hasn't been the case and they've both been producing.
There's different
Nylander's
ways.
got 12 goals over his last 15 games.
That's crazy. I feel like every game he just scores and last year it was like I love Nylander.
He's still getting chances.
Yeah, I love Nylander and I always have. But like when he scored last year about a point, I felt like I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, he scored.
Finally.
Yeah, but then this year when he scores, it started like that this year. Like every goal, like I felt like that's something I can talk about. Like I can brag about how like much I love him.
How Nylander is doing well.
But now he just scores and I'm like, oh yeah, he's expected to score.
That's what he does. He's just solidified good now. You know? There's not much argument to be made because underrated neutral zone defender already.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's working on his defensive game.
Yeah, he definitely
zone entry king. Crashes the net now.
He's getting into the corners now.
He gets some, he's sick. He's a really good player.
Like the Sandin goal yesterday was caused by him driving to the net, then staying with the puck, and then getting in front. Literally everything.
Great play by not Kaepernick, Kerfoot as well.
Yeah, but so everything that
boomers, to take 3 players with him.
Everything that boomers say he doesn't do, he did it on one shift, and it created a goal.
Yeah, honestly, everything that boomers say that he doesn't do is what he's only been doing. Over his goal scoring streak, he's only been crashing the net. He's only been getting into the corner.
It's like he personally is like trying to
just change his game.
But I don't believe that because I think he just doesn't care. He's Nylander.
No, he's like William Nylander. Yeah, he does not care about your boomer opinion.
I don't think he has looked on Twitter once ever. So
yeah, no, he just goes on social media to post like a beach pic every now and then.
Unlike Marner, who has blocked me on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? You don't know. Did you just find out one day, or did you like tweet at him?
No, I definitely have tweeted. I've used his name. Like I feel like there was a time where he was name searching.
Well, you do get into a lot of
Twitter beefs, yeah.
Yeah, but you like doing that though. You intentionally set out.
Oh, I antagonize.
Yeah, not in a trolling manner.
And it's not under my name, my account. So like, I can't really.
You're one of those.
I'm one of those. No, but I have like I don't know. I just like fooling around like on Twitter. Like
I get what you mean. Because it's so easy to.
But yeah, there was that time when Marner came out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of offended by things I see online."
Oh no.
I never like went at him as a person.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. There was some dad comments.
Oh boy.
Even Steve Dangle, did you hear that? Like Marner said, he like at the All-Star game, he was supposed to do an interview, and Marner's like, "No, I'm not doing an interview with him."
Really?
Because he was like,
it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
and I heard him talking about it on the podcast.
Like literally the podcast that came out today, or like last night.
I haven't heard the entire thing. He said no to him.
He said hard no.
That's why it was called hard. Wow. Wow. Really?
Yeah. So
he's that salty.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get it.
I mean, yeah. Like
it's your dad. Like it's your dad. I get that.
It was not the most pleasant thing said.
Yeah.
But like it was justified.
It's weird because on one hand, it's Mitch Marner's father, and I understand that he's gonna stand by his dad no matter what.
Yeah,
like when people, like we can't swear, this is for Spirit Live. When people talk trash about one of your parents, you're obviously gonna stick by him. But it's weird. I was like, it's Mitch Marner. He'll totally get an interview with Steve Dangle.
And like Matthews and Anderson got interviews. So it was just like Marner who said like no.
Yeah.
And that's weird because.
What do you mean Ron Burgundy dressed as Austin Matthews?
That's true.
Because that's how.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're Marner, you know, like that was your negotiating tactic. So you shouldn't be upset when.
The biggest Toronto Maple Leaf fan.
And it worked. Like the tactic worked. Like he got his contract.
He got his money.
It's not like.
And he's been living up, honestly.
Oh, no. He's definitely.
Most of the way he's been living up to the contract.
I mean,
he's been really good.
He's been good. He's been good to the contract. But the thing is, you kind of want a steal on the RFA contracts. You always want. You always want him to be better.
Team to
Even
win.
Matthews, like.
You never want a player to win the deal.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But also when you're in this situation and Sandin's first year of his entry level's burned.
But how much can a defenseman really make?
A lot.
No, but like especially
a lot of money.
Like
look at Alex Pietrangelo this offseason.
No, but like I feel like GMs like they kind of when you have experience that kind of helps especially for defensemen.
Well, I don't think a defense is going to get a huge contract on their. I feel like we're always saying the young defensemen are getting really good deals because look at like Noah Hannafin.
But like even last year,
5.5 by 6 years, something like that.
Or there was the last year McAvoy, Provorov, Werenski. They all took bridges. It was all team friendly.
Yeah.
So like Makar, just say like what would Makar even get on a contract?
Makar's gonna get paid,
and he still has two years left.
He still has 2 years left. He's only gonna get better, which is nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is he still a point per game right now?
Yeah, even Quinn Hughes. I know. We don't like talking good about Vancouver here. They had a big win last night over St. Louis.
Yeah, they're exciting just because they're very young and very streaky. Because I feel like just as easily they can go on an 8-game losing streak because they can on an 8-game winning streak.
But their cap situation is like
bad,
not good because they're like up to the cap like us, but they haven't signed any of their players yet.
Yeah,
except Besser. But like Pedersen still needs a contract.
Yeah, Hughes, Pedersen.
Is Pedersen up this year?
Gaudette. I'm not too sure. I'm not too certain. I'll check cap friendly.
No, this is his second year. Never mind.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. All I know is that they do not have any players signed for when he's up. So they'll be able to re-sign him, but they also need to fill out a team. You know? No, he has 2 more years left on his deal.
Including this year.
Yeah, but when he's off, Brandon Sutter, Tanner Pearson will be up. Yeah, Alex Edler.
Pearson's been playing good.
Jordy Ben, Quinn Hughes will also be up at the same time.
Oh, yeah, because they because the college players only get a 2-year.
Mm-hmm.
So Makar is up next year, like 1 more year.
He should be, yeah.
Makar came from university too. Okay.
College, actually. Stupid. Yeah, he has 2 years. He has this year and next year left.
Okay, yeah. But, I don't know, Vancouver, like, they should, from this point, probably win the Pacific.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Vegas to just be like, hey, we're good again. But they haven't really done that.
Their goaltending's been kind of letting them down.
It has been, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. And 3 points.
Yeah, and I checked fantasy, and I found out that Fleury's suspended.
For missing the All-Star?
Might be because of that, but...
Yeah, it's not technically a suspension. If you... like, Ovi's not suspended.
Yeah, but it just said by his name, it just said suspended.
Yeah, suspended.
So I'm like, what did he do?
But also, there are a lot of those. I'll never forget when I was just looking at stats, and I was looking at Bryce Harper, and it was like, injured, dehydration.
No. Oh, baseball has the weirdest ones.
The weirdest ones. Didn't sleep well. You know?
Dehydration.
Let's go back to the Leafs for a bit. Because they had a very promising game.
Yeah.
But that's the game I expect from this team. Where they give up a lot of high danger chances. But they also score on all of their high danger chances. So it sort of evens out because Freddie stops most of them.
The thing I didn't like was as soon as Nashville got that 4-2 goal, I felt like they were just playing not to lose. Instead
of playing to win?
When it was 4-1.
The ice definitely tilted.
Yeah,
But is that a bit of score effects? Is that a bit of
I think
police going into their shell?
I-
Because they've
yeah.
generally been good at shutting teams down
Oh yeah, definitely.
recently. You know, it's they'll give up high danger chances over the course of a game. That's just what they're gonna do.
But
The
like
Leafs.
I feel like it was half Nashville like coming on and a score
And have
effects.
the Leafs going
but
back into there.
because there shouldn't be a difference when it's 4-1. You're still creating offense. You're still breaking out of the zone.
See,
Then the second it's 4-2, you stop that and you just start
Right.
dumping it in.
here's the Islanders syndrome. I was talking about it a while ago. They got out Corsied 55.08 to
Leafs last night?
44.92. Yes.
Okay.
However, high danger Corsi, they had 65.2% of the chance.
Is that score adjusted or no?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's crazy. That's how they're supposed to play. You
Yeah.
know? They took care of the puck. You know, I like one thing that everyone's really noticed with Keith is that they circle back now
I love
and
that.
maintain possession on the change because they don't just dump the puck
You're just giving away the
and give up
puck.
possession. But those sort of old school ideas, I think, are just going to be sort of flooded out as time goes on across the league.
Another thing I really hate is I hate when the teams like high stick it and then they just leave the puck for the other team to get it. But if you touch it, it's a face off. And
You gotta get a face.
you
off.
have a 50% chance to get the puck back.
Yeah.
And if you give it up, you have a 100% chance to not have the puck.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems weird. But I don't know.
Another thing I liked about the game, I noticed this last night, and the heat map's really helping me out here. They didn't allow a lot of chances from the slot, which is good because high slot has been. I feel like they've gotten better at covering the high slot since Steve came in.
Especially the Chicago game though. Like I felt like.
But yeah, they
feel
give
like-
up a lot of prime chances.
I feel like every single one of Chicago's goals in that game came right from the slot.
The
Like
point was a big factor last night for Nashville, but it always is. They have Ellis and Yossi and Ekholm.
I mean, maybe that's why they're not that good because
They try to score from
I don't like.
a low danger area.
That's my problem with Barry. Like, I don't like that he's always.
He had a good game.
Barry did play good. I feel like
He had a very Barry game.
I feel like Barry's always there, but like he never like. He's kind of unlucky. I think.
Thank you.
No,
I
but
wonder what his PDO is.
I definitely like watching him. Like, I'd always rather watch a player like Barry
Yeah.
than a player like
Don't say Riley.
like Cece. Like
Yeah.
even if you have like the worst possible version of Barry and the best, like what's like the best possible Cece?
CC versus the Columbus Blue Jackets in Game 2 of the season.
No, but like is the best possible Cece like Jarmelson, like that kind of archetype?
No. CC can't be that.
I'm saying like the best version of like a really defensive defenseman.
Are you talking about changing the player? Or are you just talking about if he's playing at his best?
I'm talking about like just the player type.
Oh.
Like I'd rather
Dude, I don't know.
watch like a
Extra defenseman is probably the best version of CC.
I'd rather watch like a not
Getting paid not $4.5 million is probably the best version of Cody CC.
I
No offense to the guy. I just like having cap space.
He wasn't that bad yesterday. Like he had one play where he like
Ever since he's been on the third pairing, he hasn't been a complete liability.
he kind of like skated around the guy and it looked kind of cool and was like, okay, CC.
Oh, whoa! Did he break the
Because
puck?
I thought he ate in the 3 and I'm like, is that Sandine? And then it wasn't.
It's weird having an 83 and a 38, and then having them on the same pair.
38 is such a bad number.
It's an ugly number.
It's like what
He said he's not gonna switch it this
That's
year.
like having like 40 or something.
It's like having 39.
Numbers with zeros are the worst numbers unless it's 10.
What about 70?
Maybe that's good because 7 is really good. But like,
Because I was a goalie.
what if somebody came out with like 50 and they were like
Corey Crawford.
but like an out player?
Oh, there have been players who've done that.
I don't know. We're getting off topic.
I can't think of any at the moment. Yeah, well, it's a slow news day for the Leafs.
Do you want to get in some questions here?
Sure, but I just want to
Yeah,
touch
if you have
up
any
on the
points.
fact that I'm not overly excited about last night's win because there's still lots. They're not in a playoff spot still.
I think
There's lots of ground to make up that they have to, and it's weird because we all know that they can do this.
I feel
It's
like
a matter of putting the effort in and consistently doing it. It's a matter of taking care of the puck, keeping possession. Freddie's got to stop pucks too.
Yeah.
Because they have 85 goals over the last 20 games. That's nuts. That's crazy.
Did you see the?
But they'll probably have like 80 goals a
The
game.
7 straight road games with 4+ goals.
Yeah, they 12 straight games with 3+ goals.
No, Calgary game that broke it.
No, but they had in between the 2 games they played against Calgary, they scored 3 goals.
Yeah, but Calgary's just like a dead team. So
yeah,
we love Calgary.
No, Calgary sucks. Calgary's the worst team in the NHL. I hope he hears this. I don't think he will.
He won't unless we clip it.
Unless. I doubt it though.
Did you see the Ottawa attendance yesterday?
Was it lower than usual?
It was less than 10,000. It was in the 4 digits.
Oh.
It was like 9. It was like 9,000.
I mean, what do they expect?
It was like 9,500, but it was Ottawa versus New Jersey.
Ew, what do they expect? No one's gonna be like, you want to see Jack Hughes versus
that's like OHL numbers. Like I think the 67s might get more than that.
the London Knights. Definitely get more.
Honestly, I'd probably rather go to a 67s game right now. Watch Marco Rossi instead of
Yeah,
like
honestly.
who you watching on Ottawa? Like
Duclair.
honestly, but he's gonna trade it.
No, I don't. I think he might, but I don't think he wants to.
I feel like he wants to stay because like once you find like your
Once
home,
you find your place, dude, he has 20 goals.
like Pajot might get traded.
Yeah. I think Pajot is gonna get traded. Thomas Chabot. No, I'm kidding.
How did Ottawa have 2 All-Stars?
I know. It's weird.
And like
Well, one honorary.
and Tampa had 1.
No,
two. They had
had
Hedman.
2, yeah. Hedman Vasilevsky, right?
Because they do the voting like so early. When they did the voting, like Tampa was like out of a playoff spot,
Yeah, and now they're Tampa again.
and now they want like now they'd have like Stamkos and Kucherov would be there.
Yeah. Kucherov, he's been so good.
Scored again yesterday.
He's been so good. This entire year. I don't get it. Last year, he's not going to score 129 points again. Last year, people said he had a slow start. He had 8 points in 10 games.
I still think
This year, people said he had a slow start. He had 11 points in 12 games.
he was like point per game after like 15 games, and I was like, he's playing terrible. Like in my head.
Yeah. Just because that's... when you don't hear about him, you're like, oh, he must be doing bad. And then you see him, he's like, oh, okay.
When you get 129 points,
Yeah. You expect that every year?
I feel like.
But he even said he's going to take his foot off the gas. He's not going to go full throttle for the entire regular season because he was burnt out in the playoffs.
McDavid had 116 points last year, which in any other year, people would be like, that's insane. A couple years ago, nobody was even hitting 100.
Yeah.
And then Kucherov just got 129.
And then goaltending equipment shrinked, or they decreased the size, and
Oh, we're talking about a goalie here, so.
everything changed.
Do you not like higher scoring? Or
No, I love higher scoring. And there's a lot... There's a higher gap between the top tier goalies, and the league average save percentage now is .909.
I was having this conversation the other day with some of my friends. I feel like there's no more, like, there's very few, like, elite goalies anymore.
Tristan Jarry,
Like, how many goalies are you 100% confident? Like,
Ilya Samsonov.
honestly.
15-2-1.
But
With like a 9.27, and he's like a 2.01 goals against average. It's nuts.
yeah, I definitely feel like we're in a transitional period for goalies. Like they're phasing out like the Prices, the Flurries, the
Renes are close to done. Like you're not gonna see big Devin Dubnyk.
And the middle
anymore.
generation is just like, like who you got in that, like
Freddie,
like
Vasilevsky's part of the new wave.
I feel like I feel like he's in the middle wave.
He's like 23, dude. He's young.
Yeah, but I still feel like he's in the middle wave, and the new wave is like Samsonov, Hart,
Carter Hart,
Shesterkin.
That's your Demko.
Yeah, like that's the new wave of goalies.
Even though he's got to start, playing well soon.
Demko played good yesterday. He started.
Oh, okay, good for him. Let's get to questions. There's not much to talk about right now.
Yeah, we'll just do a couple questions here. We got a good one here. Sharks or Predators? Which team would be easier to fix?
Wow, I like that question. Predators, hands down, because they're not going to have the cap hell the Sharks are going to have.
I hate to be contrarian here, but
You say Sharks?
I feel like I have to say Sharks just because you said Predators.
Okay,
but
let's talk about how we can fix it. How we can fix the Sharks then?
Okay,
because the Preds, they have guys like Tolvanen, Dante Fabro, UC Saros. You have things you can build around.
I feel like
the Sharks have Ryan Merkley.
I feel like there's one thing I feel like, okay, if you're giving me 5 years, I'll take the Predators. If you're telling me I have to fix it within the next 2 years, I'd pick the Sharks, and I'd give up 2.
Would you do just a 2 completely different seasons where one year you just completely tank and then the next year you go all in.
The classic 2-year GM mode rebuild.
Yeah.
Sell all your players 1 year, get all first-round picks, and trade all those first-round picks for established players. Or
sure,
when the trade value of a 60 overall elite player is the same trade value for like a 90 overall player.
Yeah, and you do 1-for-1.
But yeah, with the Sharks, I just give up like a first-round pick for Goriev.
Yeah,
And just get a goalie.
really just fix.
They don't
Get a goalie.
Their goaltending is sub 900 for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not gonna win. They almost made the finals.
So was the Leafs heading into last night.
Okay,
$8.99.
but that was just because you combine Hutchinson and Anderson.
Yeah.
But and Anderson has played way more games.
Yeah.
But literally both of San Jose's goalies have been below 900
For a while. Aaron Dell has been better lately.
Yeah. How would you fix the Predators?
You need to trade guys like Mikael Granlund. I love Mikael.
They just got him
Granlund.
though.
I know, but he has not worked on that team. And his value is probably pretty trashed at the moment. Kyle Turris needs
has
to
fallen off.
get out. Keep guys like Nick Bonino.
Nick Bonino's better than Patrick Kane, according to some people on Twitter.
Wow. Well, he's had a very good season. Good for him.
Nah, that's the biggest inside joke ever.
You need guys to perform. Like, Johansson and Duchesne. Score. Just stop being like, we are 60-point centermans.
Everyone always says how Nashville like so good for not giving out no trade clauses, but some of the contracts they've given out, Turris, Johansson, $8 million.
The only ones I can really commend them for are maybe Victor Arvidsson.
I like that contract, but Johansson, $8
Ryan
million
Ellis.
for a second line center at best.
Mitzi Stackholm's on a great deal.
This guy with Ekholm again.
Yeah, we got to start a bingo. I think I'd bring him up about once an episode. To fix the Sharks, yeah. If you want to do it short term, get a goalie. Long term, it's gonna be.
But they have Saros, don't you think?
Sharks.
Oh, Sharks, yeah.
Yeah, and Saros hasn't taken that step forward, which is troubling. It's a bit worrying because this is around the time, especially now when that Rene is declining.
Yeah.
That he's supposed to be like, okay, I'll take 35 starts instead of 30 this year. And I don't think he's.
You know who they could use right now? Shea Weber.
They're gonna say Georgiev.
Shea Weber, do you think?
No.
They're gonna be on the hook for that contract anyways.
The defense has sort of been bad though.
Honestly,
because Roman Yossi's been one of those guys who's like, okay, we're not scoring, so I need to pinch a lot and jump up into the rush a lot.
Yeah.
And then they get burned.
I mean, he's been having a good year offensively, though.
Yeah, he's been having a great year offensively. But that's my point, is that he's jumping up into the rush all the time.
True.
Let's go to the next question.
Red Wings predictions for next season. How can they improve what they got right now?
Draft Lafreniere.
Or even Byfield or anyone.
Or Byfield or Rossi.
Someone that can jump in right away.
I think the top 5 picks can jump in right away.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe 4 of the top 5.
See, I thought that this like last year, and nobody's jumped in right away.
Yeah, but that this draft is still supposed to be better than the last.
Oh,
and it's supposed to be one of the best in a while.
Yeah,
right. I honestly think that they will end up getting Lafreniere.
You think so? It usually goes in alternating years, where every even number year, the team that finished last gets the
first overall pick.
Yeah.
So they should get it this year.
I would not want that. That would be
the Detroit Red Wings will be good soon.
That would be 6 straight.
Expectations for next season, though, you're not making the playoffs. Not in this Atlantic Division.
Zadina, Mantha, Larkin, Bertuzzi.
Zadina's going to be unreal.
They got some stuff.
They have some nice pieces. They have some good pieces.
Their goaltending, though, oh my God.
Okay.
It's terrible.
They have really good pieces up front. Larkin, Mantha, Bertuzzi, Zadina, maybe Lafreniere.
Veleno.
Joe Veleno. Thank you. On the back end, Cholowski, Hronik, McIsaac.
Yeah.
And Maurice Sider.
Oh, yeah.
That's a solid back end.
Yeah.
They have 4 guys who hopefully will be NHLers.
If they fall the 4, would you take Askarov?
That's tough.
Because they need a goalie. They have nothing. I don't even think they have any prospects.
But are you a big advocate of drafting for need or drafting for position? Or like, sorry, drafting for position or drafting the best player available?
See, I used to be best player available, but
lately you've been position.
I think if you need
It also depends on the position your franchise is in.
With the Leafs.
I think with the Red Wings, you take the best player available.
Maybe.
Because you can trade for
But maybe you could trade down. If you could trade down to 10 and then get another first-round pick.
Would you do that, though?
Ottawa. Let's say
trade for Georgiev.
Let's say you're Ottawa.
That's the answer for everything. Yeah. It's trade for Georgiev.
Georgiev's going to be on every team.
Yeah.
Just say Ottawa gets pick 2 and... No, let's say they get pick 4 and 7. Ottawa.
Okay.
Would you, Detroit, trade the first pick for 4 and 7?
Yes.
And then you can still get a forward.
Oh, the first pick?
Yeah.
No. I'm not trading Lafreniere. Are you kidding me? No way.
But then you can get your forward and your goalie.
Okay, would you trade Austin Matthews for Matthew Tkachuk and who else was in that?
Okay, true.
Yeah.
Okay, would you trade the second pick for 4 and 7?
I'd think about it.
Because I feel like
I think the difference between the first... I think the difference between Lafreniere and Byfield is, while Byfield I think is going to be a great player, I think it's pretty...
If Detroit wins a lot...
So you're trading Lafreniere for, let's say, Askarov and Perfetti.
Yeah.
Or Rossi and Perfetti, or Rossi and Askarov.
I still feel like that maybe could work.
You just don't know. It's magic beans.
Because if you're Detroit...
Because we also thought Capo Caco would be unreal. Well, granted, he hasn't been utilized well, and I think both of those players should...
But he's been the worst player in the NHL this year, according to many metrics.
Okay. I still think he's going to be good.
No, I think he will be good. But
they keep ruining his development.
The Rangers with prospects right now, not looking too good. You see Elias Anderson, they sent him back to Sweden.
Yeah, but they still have guys like not Korshkov. What's his name?
Kravtsov, but even his development
has been...
They keep sending him back to Russia. They keep sending him back.
Adam Fox has been great, though.
Yeah, but Adam Fox is not really a prospect. He came in at 22. He was an established, you knew he was going to jump in right away.
Yeah. 20. They have nice pieces. They will be good. Do we have any other questions? Yeah,
we have one more. This is going to be we'll finish the show with this, but we'll go on for a couple minutes here. Malkin or Ovechkin at the end of their careers, who would you like?
Ovechkin.
Who's better?
Ovechkin.
You think Ovechkin?
Yes.
See, I'm going to argue for Malkin here because...
Do you want me to argue for Malkin?
No, I actually...
It's an easy argument for Ovechkin.
I actually kind of think...
I love Malkin. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. But Alex Ovechkin is probably the greatest goal scorer of all time. I say probably because Mike Bossy existed.
Yeah, that's true.
And that man scored 60 goals in his sleep with a bum leg. Here's the thing. Alex Ovechkin is a tank. So is Malkin.
Yeah.
But Ovechkin's role in the next couple of years is going to transition. If he does slow down, it's going to transition from dynamic goal scorer who can literally score from anywhere to, okay, just stand over here and then bang pucks in and get 35 to 40 a season. And he's going to do that no matter what.
There's definitely some arguments.
He doesn't get injured either.
Yeah,
he doesn't get hurt.
There's some arguments for Malkin. His point per game is just high. He's had more points in less time than Ovechkin with the injuries and stuff.
Right.
You get the cups. I mean, I hate arguing cups, but he does have 3 cups. But Crosby also helps. But
yeah.
Washington's no slouch either.
Having the best player in the world helps.
It would be
at the time.
It would be a cool experiment if you just swapped them at birth, not birth, but draft birth.
Swap Malkin and Ovechkin.
Yeah, just because they went 1 and 2 that year. If that
right
switched.
Yeah, Ovi Crosby.
But I feel like that wouldn't work.
You don't think Ovi and Crosby would work?
I don't think so.
I think they'd find a way to make it work.
But
they'll just be like, I'll pass to you. Okay.
Don't you think that's kind of like a...
No, sorry, that would work. Dude, Crosby is such a good playmaker.
Is that not like a Westbrook Harden thing?
Is that not no?
I hate to bring up basketball on the podcast. It's not
because
there's only one puck.
But I don't think Ovi would try to be so puck dominant if you knew Sidney Crosby had the puck and he's gonna get it to him. Sidney Crosby's in the corner, and I'm way out on the far right blue line. He's still gonna get me the puck, and I'm gonna hammer it home, and we're gonna be up 8-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know?
Yeah.
I think they're 2 generational players. There's no way that they don't fit together.
Crosby and Ovechkin, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like they're both snipers.
How many cups do you think they would have won if that happened?
5. my
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. That's
this is
scary.
hypothetical. But yeah, the Penguins or the Caps would have a dynasty, depending on which team you want them to.
Oh yeah, or if
Yeah.
Crosby went to.
Who do you think would have more cups with Crosby and Ovi? The Penguins or the Capitals?
Do the Capitals still get Backstrom?
The Capitals have their exact same rosters outside of those two players. Sorry, the Capitals and the Penguins. Through the years, will have the exact same rosters.
Then the Capitals, because the Capitals will have Backstrom and the Penguins won't.
They'll have Backstrom. The Penguins will have Fleury and Murray.
No, but I'll still take Backstrom's better than any player Pittsburgh has that's not Backstrom.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I get that.
Backstrom was the year after Ovechkin.
I think the Caps have definitely had better rosters over the seasons. The
Kuznetsov,
better rosters on
Oshie.
paper.
Yeah,
But the Penguins have just found a way. So that's what
but
they do.
that's mostly Crosby. If you don't have Crosby,
And mostly Malkin, how he played.
I'm
But
sure that team
here-
would still be
th-
good.
Then there's an Evgeny Malkin without Crosby, who is so much better. Who's a much better version of Evgeny Malkin.
I feel like it's just because, like, in his head, he knows he has to step up.
Yeah.
But if Crosby didn't exist, I don't.
As a teammate, yeah, it's strange. It's a very strange situation, but I think they won about 5 cups.
If you put both on the Leafs, do they still not win any cups?
Yes, just because it's the Leafs,
And that's where we're gonna end it.
and that's where we're gonna end it off. Thank you for listening to this bit of a more chill episode. Fewer bad takes from a lack of Julian.
Julian, you've been really quiet today. Do you want to say anything?
Wow, so rude.
Wow. Julian, this has been like the first podcast where Julian hasn't had any bad takes.
Yeah, honestly, he's had a pretty good episode today. Probably his best, I'd say. We'll commend him for that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another episode of Above the Ice and Into the Numbers. See ya.
See ya.